With the Premier League season now over, our attentions turn to the transfer window. Who will your team sign this summer? Will they break their transfer record? Today we're going to look at each Premier League club's most exciting summer target, including the new boys Norwich and Sheffield United, with one more team set to join them in the Premier League next season. Arsenal Samuel Umtiti. The Gunners need to fix their defence this summer, and the biggest name they've been linked with is probably Samuel Umtiti. The French defender has had a difficult year at Barcelona after winning the World Cup, struggling with injury at the new camp. That's led to speculation that he could leave Barcelona, and Umtiti will be a real marquee signing for Arsenal. Then again, being a World Cup winner means nothing these days, as Mustafi's got a medal at home. Bournemouth Jack Butland. The goalkeeping situation is one that needs sorting for Eddie Howe, as Asmir Begovic lost his place in the team in 2019. That's led to reports linking them with a move for Jack Butland, who spent the year in the Championship with Stoke City. But surely the England national will be back in the Premier League next season, and Butland would be a huge upgrade in between the sticks for Bournemouth. Brighton Reece James. It doesn't look like Brighton have been linked with a lot of players, but one they have been is Chelsea youngster Reece James. He's had a great year on loan at Wigan, and the Seagulls are interested in giving him a crack at Premier League football. The fullback was named the Championship Team of the Year, and you can't imagine he'll get the minutes he needs at Chelsea. Burnley Gary Cahill. The Clarets too haven't been linked with too many players, but soon to be free agent Gary Cahill is reportedly a target for Sean Dyche. Cahill has barely played at Stamford Bridge this season and is set to be released, and his experience could be a valuable asset for Burnley, who really struggled this time out after finishing 7th the season prior. Chelsea? Absolutely no one. They've got a transfer ban, so they won't sign anyone. Crystal Palace Jack Grealish. Back in April, the Eagles were linked with a move for Aston Villa superstar Jack Grealish, who's been lined up as a replacement if Wilfried Zaha leaves. Grealish would be an adequate replacement, having done wonders at Aston Villa since they went down to the Championship. But in an ideal world, Palace would sign him as well as keeping Zaha. Everton Memphis Depay. The Manchester United flop has reportedly been scouted by Marcel Brands, Everton's transfer guru, who is keen to bring all of his former players to Goodison Park. Depay has turned things round since leaving Old Trafford and could make a real difference at Everton, who need a bit of extra firepower over the summer. Depay could be the answer to their problems. Leicester City Kieran Tierney. This is a deal that would probably only happen if Ben Chilwell leaves Leicester City, so it would certainly be bittersweet for the Foxes. But the Scottish fullback has long been hyped for a move to the Premier League, and now that his former manager Brendan Rodgers is back in England, talk of a move to the King Power was inevitable. Losing Chilwell would be a blow, but Tierney would be an equally as good replacement. Liverpool Matthias de Ligt. At 19 years old, Matthias de Ligt has already captained the team to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Linked with the likes of Liverpool and Barcelona, the Dutch defender would be the perfect partner for Virgil van Dijk at Anfield and would certainly improve an already world-class Liverpool team. De Ligt is bound to move this summer, and Liverpool will be desperate to sign him. Manchester City João Felix. Having won back-to-back Premier League titles, City are being linked with some players who can help continue their spell of dominance. The most exciting is João Felix, the Benfica teenager who is far too good for his age. Particularly in the Europa League, Felix has shone, and he could be part of a glorious future for Man City, which isn't a good thing for the rest of us. Manchester United Paulo Dybala. It's going to be a huge summer of change at Old Trafford, and the biggest name linked with the move to Manchester is Paulo Dybala. The Argentinian is expected to leave Juventus this summer, having struggled since former Red Devil Cristiano Ronaldo arrived. There are a lot of reports about Man United opening talks with Dybala, who would be a massive signing for them, but is he enough to bring the glory days back to the club? Newcastle United Ryan Fraser. Another club set for an interesting summer in Newcastle, and at the surprise of many they were linked with Ryan Fraser not too long ago. The Scottish winger has really kicked on at Bournemouth this season, and his pace on the break would be really devastating for Newcastle, especially if he can link up with fan favourite Miguel Almiron. Norwich City Isaac Hayden. The Canaries don't have a lot of transfer targets so far apparently, having amazingly won the Championship on a shoestring budget. One player recently linked is Newcastle midfielder Isaac Hayden, who's had an exceptional 2019 after making it clear he wants to leave the Magpies to be back down south with his family. If he plays like he has at Newcastle, Norwich could do a lot worse. Sheffield United Kieran Dowell. The Blades are back in the Premier League after a long time, and they're reportedly interested in bringing some of their loan players back to Bramall Lane. One of those is Kieran Dowell, who moved to the Steel City from Everton. The midfielder is an exciting player to watch and a real threat from deep, however, he's never been tested at Premier League level. Southampton Alexander Mitrovic. The Saints have struggled in front of goal, so reports linking them with Alexander Mitrovic will be quite refreshing. The Serbian has gone down for the second time in his career, but did look good in patches at Fulham this season, hitting double figures in the Premier League. If Hasenhüttl can find out how to use them correctly, Mitrovic will get them the goals they need. Tottenham Donny van de Beek. Having dumped them out of the Champions League, Tottenham could now move for one of Ajax's players as well. Van de Beek scored in the semi-final, and the Dutch midfielders looked top class in the Champions League, composed on the ball like most Ajax players, while proving to be a goal threat as well. Tottenham have signed some of their best players from Ajax, and Van de Beek would be another brilliant addition. Watford Mohamed Kamara. The Hornets don't have a lot of transfer targets dotting about the press lately, so Mohamed Kamara is the best I can do. He's a 22-year-old midfielder at Olympiacos and is apparently valued at £70 million. Not gonna lie, I don't know anything else about him. Let's move on. West Ham Dani Ceballos. The Hammers do enjoy trying to make a statement in the transfer window, and this summer they're linked with a move for Spanish midfielder Dani Ceballos. The Real Madrid man has been told he has no future at the Bernabeu by Zidane, prompting West Ham to swoop in. He would add quality on the ball in the middle and could be a great partner for Declan Rice at the base of midfield. And finally Wolves Morgan Sanson. Nuno's side have had a brilliant first season back in the Premier League, and they'll be looking to make a splash in the transfer market once again. Marseille midfielder Morgan Sanson is reportedly a target, a brilliant playmaker who would look at home in a Wolves side who play brilliant football. With European football potentially on the horizon, Sanson can do a lot worse than move to Molineux. So that's every Premier League club's most exciting transfer target. Let us know in the comments below who you think your team will sign. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.